Simon Helmut is the Melbourne Renegades WBBL coach. And do you know where they are on the ladder, Remo? Top of the table, no surprise. The great man's in charge. He's with us this morning. Hello, Simon.
Good morning, lads. How are you?
We are well. How are you with your team sitting atop the table?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Half at the moment. Played the first 8 matches, and to be sitting there is very nice. Especially with Georgia Wareham being injured in that second game down in Hobart. Sophie Molyneux, the captain's doing an awesome job, and yeah, our Indian recruits have been fantastic. So nice to be here. But I think there's only 2 or 3 games between top and bottom at the moment, so it's a really tight competition, and we have to work very, very hard to maintain ourselves not only near the top, but in the top 4.
You've gone in the coach speak there. We're expecting some sort of, we've got cocktails and it's just by the pool with us all day, every day, but not to be. Although he did get a bit of a lesson the other night against the Scorchers with that unbelievable Mooney Devine combination at the top of the order.
I think the cocktails they had at Rottnest Island a couple of days beforehand, and we absolutely got nailed, didn't we, against Sophie Devine and the number 1 T20 batter in the world. Beth Mooney, you don't drop her on 6, miss a run out on 20 and catch a no ball on 25, do you? And then she goes on to make 100, so no regrets there. But, look, they're a terrific side. And all the side, really half the sides, they are really tight. The last year's champions, they're at the bottom at the moment, the Thunder. We've got the Heat tomorrow. They're second at the moment, so it's a top-of-the-table clash. And then we've got the Derby. We've got 2 derbies, unfortunately, over here in South Australia, not in front of all our great fans in Melbourne. But, 3 big games in the next week here before we head up to Mackay for the remaining home and away fixtures. So
nothing in Melbourne, as you say, in front of the faithful. But you spent a good chunk of the first portion of the competition in Tassie. Then you're off to Perth to play. And then you're in Adelaide. Is it nice to be on the move, or did you quite like the one-stop shop of Tasmania?
Look, it is. I mean, what travel days are like. It's always nice to sort of set yourself at camp up in one particular place. But I suppose because we're not playing in Melbourne, and we really missed that. We missed that a lot because we missed it last year in a bubble, and now this. It is nice actually to move to different places and reset yourself, and especially after a loss to go and refresh and get ready in a new spot. The venues are great. The cricket's been fantastic. I'm not sure how much you've watched half, but
plenty.
I'm just so impressed. I'm just so impressed in the quality of competition. Australian cricket's in a really good spot, I reckon, and we're overseas talent in all sides, not just the Renegades. Humphrey Core has been amazing. So has little Jay Rodriguez. They've been terrific for us, and hopefully they can continue on in the remaining home and away games.
I only watch your games, Simon, although I watch Elise and you. That's what I watch.
Well done, mate. Good stuff.
So you talk about sitting top and maintaining it, but we see in a lot of T20 competitions, it's more the teams at the back end that are in that red-hot form that generally go on and win it.
Mm.
What do you do now? To talk about maintaining, do you rotate the team? Do you try different tactics, or do you just simply go, just keep winning?
You never like losing, but as we all know, and more coach speak half, the learnings that we get from the last game, and after we got belted with the ball, they made near on 200 runs. We need to now reevaluate what's our best combination. You may have seen that we didn't do so well in the power play in the first 2 matches, and so we reverted to spin. And Sophie Molyneux, the captain, obviously has led that charge. She's been terrific. So, remember, we had a lot of spin in the last 3 or 4 games, but no doubt the opposition were aware of that, and they took it to us. So we just may need to adapt again, I suppose. Not change completely, but adapt. Our tactics in the power play, and again, look at that. Look at our side. Look at our combination. And work out what's the best plan for us to, tackle these other teams that are coming up.
And how different are the wickets, Tasmania compared to WA?
Very different. It's lush and green and still not that hot in Tassie at the moment, whereas you go to Perth and the wickets are still really hard and bouncy, and we know that, the Karen Rolton Stadium here and also at Adelaide Oval, we're going to get, some pretty nice wickets. Mackay, I'm unsure of it. They did have the recent Australian series up there. So wickets have been terrific. The conditions here in Australia are fantastic and very, very fair for both bat and ball.
So, Simon, just pushing across to the men's game for a moment, because there has been some news at the Renegades with a couple of overseas players coming. Not household names, to be fair, but talented players that that hopefully will improve the men's squad. Can you tell us a little bit about both of them?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know as much about Topley. Obviously, David Saker, our coach, would, because he's coached over in England for many, many years. I think it was something that we needed to improve on with the ball, our wicket-taking ability, and also, you know, our pace on the ball. So Topley, he's just actually been included. Topley's been included in the England squad.
Yeah, he has.
Mills. So it shows that he's obviously in the forefront of you know, international cricket for England. So I think we're really excited about having his services this year. Taking wickets up the front in T20 cricket is so crucial, as every single team that you play against has a fantastic, you know, top of three in the order. If you can break through a couple of them, then you can obviously, you know, reduce the target that you're chasing, and also, you know, good defensive bowling as well. We know the best defensive teams that won. So Topley coming over from England, he's going to be really important for us. And
so the other thing I wanted to ask you about just briefly was Aaron Finch, because I think it's great to see him contributing with the bat for Australia. He's had his troubles in recent times, injury and also a lack of form last BBL series, but we're just starting to see him hit full straps, which is great for Australia, but also great for the Renegades.
Oh, absolutely. And I think when we chatted the other day, we know if Warner and Finch are doing well at the top, it's really going to help us in our campaign. And what a comprehensive victory it was last night, and that set us up. We're right now. If we win next game, which we should, we win next game, we're through the semis. And I just think Australia, you talk about peaking at the right time. We had that, you know, we had that slap in the face against England, and people are talking, how we got to make the top two. But I think after yesterday's game, and let's be honest too, Bangladesh were pitiful. But now that Finchie is firing, Davey's still working through it. Not hitting as cleanly as he'd like. But if we get a good opening partnership, we've got a really strong middle order from Marsh down to Stoinis. I think the Aussies are a real chance. I reckon they're a genuine chance. Didn't expect Pakistan to be there, but they're the beats there over there. India missing out is going to be huge. But as we spoke last time, New Zealand, they're always in and around. They're Test match champions. They just lost the one-day championship a couple of years ago, and they're right up there as well.
That's an interesting competition to watch, I must admit, because I remember you saying when we first got you on the preview of the whole T20 World Cup, Simon, that you were really bullish that the Australians could get it done, and then we had those sort of hiccups as you talked about.
Yeah.
And T20 is one of those games you can never get too bogged down by form, can you?
Oh no, you can't. And the three. What's interesting also is the three venues they're playing at had the recent IPL there. So the groundsmen, no doubt, have done a heap of work to try and keep those grounds up. They're vastly different. Dubai seems like a pretty good run-scoring ground, quite small. A lot of turn and spin happening over in Abu Dhabi. And Sharjah, it seems to be hit and miss. Some wickets are absolute dreams to bat on in a tiny ground, and some are really hard work. But yeah, you're right. This competition is as tight as it's ever been. And I think that, Pakistan are always the unknown. That over in their section with New Zealand, who are just always they just always get it back. They're unbelievable, and for us and England, well, yeah, I mean, we could end up actually facing each other again.
Yeah, and for the Renegades girls who are in action tomorrow at Karen Rolton Oval against the Brisbane Heat, any changes, or you got a pretty settled lineup?
Pretty settled. We'll go down to training this morning. Looks like a beautiful morning here in Adelaide, and we'll go and do some training and get our combination right for tonight. It's an early game tomorrow, half. It's a 9:30 game, so we've got to be up bright and early and get organised. Hey, listen, could I just also mention, guys, when we talked about recruits, Whitey, Unmak Chan from India, he's coming out. He's joined our squad. He's a fellow who was an under-19s captain.
Yes.
Maybe right back in maybe 2012, something like that. Played against Travis Head and all those fellas. Really exciting for not only Australian cricket and the BBL, but also world cricket, that we're starting to get a few more of the Indian players coming out and playing in these competitions. Whereas the BCCI have been very, very strict on the rules in allowing players from India in the IPL to be involved. So this fellow didn't really nail it at international level. Played a few franchises in India, Mumbai and others. But, Chan's going to be a really exciting prospect. And we're really looking forward to him coming out. You're allowed to have 3 overseas. I think we've still got another one to announce at some stage, a couple more to announce at some stage. But we're really pleased that he's coming out, so we look forward to seeing him.
Righto. Well, they're coming out left, right and centre at the moment, all the new signings for the teams, which is great as we build up to a big campaign in the men's. But you've got more pressing matters with the women's competition, Simon. Good luck tomorrow against the Heat. I will be watching.
Good on you guys. See ya.